evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to be here with you tonight. I want to explain to you the speech title, The Swing Connection. You might be wondering, what does swing mean? What does connection mean? Swing refers to music, the swing music from the 1920s, if you know Louis Armstrong, Benny Goodman, trying to remember who else. That's all who comes to me right now. It's the big band era, and it's very fun. It's also known as the jive or the jitterbug, Charleston. And that's where swing comes from. That's what it refers to. Connection, I want to share with you two ways that swing has a connection. One is socially, there's a social connection, and then another way is the brain connection. So I'm going to talk to you about that. There's two elements tonight, social and brain. Some people don't think about that when they think of swing, but it's actually very important. My first question I want to ask you all tonight, how many of you ever dance secretly when nobody's ever looking? I'm sure all of us do. Yeah. There's music around us and in us everywhere, whether we want to admit it or not, and some people are closet dancers. But I want to encourage all of you to listen tonight and see if you can learn something. The first one I'm going to talk about is social connection. Everything that I do in Hong Kong applies to swing dance. You can trace everything back to swing dance, because when I first arrived to Hong Kong, the first place I went to was the Hong Kong Swing Dance Club. Everything I do, everybody I know practically stems from the dance floor. And that happens with the motorcycle club I'm in. I met motorcyclists there. I met bankers, accountants, lawyers. Every single profession converges and comes to a crossroad right there. Because people come to have fun, to loosen up, and just to hang out and chill out. And right there is an awesome place to just go and meet people of all ages, of all backgrounds, all walks of life. And that is something that you can't find anywhere else in Hong Kong, in my opinion. I also want to talk about the growth factor. The brain must always keep the cells active, right? And that's what we talked about tonight, maturity. And if you want to keep your mind active and continually growing and maturing, you should keep it sharp. And the best way to do it is by dancing. Let me explain why. When you dance, you always have to be listening. Your mind has to be focused on the rhythm and the beat. Not only that, but if you're dancing with a partner, or if you're on the dance floor, there's lots of people around you, you need to be aware of the space around you, of the movement you make. And so your mind is always processing and multitasking at the same time. And you have to make split-second decisions and adapt to wherever the person you're dancing with is moving. And this is a skill. This is interpreting. This is what I like to call interpretation. I am a linguist. I love languages. And so I apply dancing to languages. If somebody is speaking another language and you have to interpret that, first you have to listen to what they're saying. Then you have to interpret it and put it in there in the other language. Same thing with music, same thing with dancing. You listen, you feel what's going on. So I just want to give you a quick demonstration. If you want to be a good dancer, at least swing dance, you have some good shoulders that are right here, just sitting like this. And you feel like you're going to sit down on a chair, but you don't sit the whole way, you're sort of like this. And then you just bounce your knees. That's one of the first basic ways to get started. And then you think of 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the basic count, just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can start moving your feet up and down. And if you can all do that, that's great. Now, I didn't bring music because I'm a music teacher as well. I can sing. So, one of the great ways you can do is you just start going like this. And the Charleston, you don't even need a dance partner because they have lots of swing circles and freestyle. You just solo. You can do it on your own, anywhere, even at home when nobody's looking. So the Charleston goes like this. Something like this. And you swing. So one of the famous songs, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. And then you start doing some twirls, and you just get into it. So the history of swing music, it comes from the African Americans' music, where they had rhythm, they got off of work, they wanted to have fun, they went to the bars. They just have fun, and that's where it comes from. Just have fun. It's jazz, you break all tradition, you don't look at music, you just make things up, and that's where it all came from, improvisation. So what I want to ask you guys to do, please think about, how do you keep your mind active? How do you make friends? And if you need to find a way to find and make friends, you can always come out Wednesday night to Grappa's tonight. I invite you all to come and do that. Now I want to give you a story. You might not know this, but there's somebody sitting in this room, and I met him on the dance floor. This is why I am here tonight with all of you, because I met Royce on the dance floor. And that is one great example, and because of Toastmasters, I'm continuously in this challenge of the growth factor, where I'm always trying to prepare something new and keep my mind active. So what I have to say is Toastmasters and swing dance are one of the two passions that just keep me going. And I encourage you all, keep your mind active and just go out there and try something new. Thank you.
Thank you.